It was a Monday morning at Riverside General Hospital in Ohio. The kind of morning that seemed to vibrate with restless energy. Phones rang without pause, echoing through the halls. Intercoms crackled with urgent pages. Nurses in blue scrubs pushed gurneys down slick. Polished floors. Doctors strode with urgency. Clipboards clutched tight. Voices sharp and commanding. To anyone on the outside, it looked like chaos. But to those who worked here, this was the rhythm of life. A familiar storm. Every Monday began this way, and for the seasoned staff, it was just another day in the endless cycle of emergencies. But not today. Something unthinkable was about to walk through the automatic glass doors of the ER, something that would silence the noise, stop the rushing feet, and change the way every person in that hospital remembered this morning. The glass doors slid open with a soft hiss. For a second, no one paid attention. A delivery man passed by. A nurse signed a chart. A doctor scolded an intern. Then came the gasp. A German shepherd stepped across the threshold. He was tall, lean, his muscles rippling beneath a coat matted with mud and streaked with blood. His paws left faint prints on the tile. His eyes, sharp amber, fierce yet weary, scanned the room. Strapped across his back with ropes and torn fabric was a small, unconscious girl. Her arms hung limp. Her face was pale, her hair tangled with dirt and dried blood. She couldn't have been more than 8 years old. The ER froze. A receptionist dropped her pen. A paramedic stopped mid-sentence. The sound of monitors and overhead pages faded into a surreal hush. It felt as though the air itself had been stolen from the room. The dog kept walking. His nails clicked against the tile in a steady rhythm. Not frantic, not wild, determined. This was no stray wandering in from the street. This was a mission. Nurse Hannah Torres, just 30 years old and in her 3rd year at Riverside, was the first to move. Her heart was pounding, but her training pulled her forward. She crouched slightly, hands raised. The shepherd stopped. His ears flicked back. A low growl rumbled deep in his chest. Not a challenge, but a warning. Hannah's voice softened. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. We're here to help her. The dog's eyes studied her. Then, slowly, his body relaxed just enough. Hannah stepped forward and carefully lifted the girl from his back. She was frighteningly light. Her breath shallow, skin clammy. Hannah's stomach clenched. She's fading fast. Pediatric code, now! She shouted. The ER exploded into motion. Gurneys rolled. Monitors beeped. Doctors stormed into trauma room. 2. Hannah carried the girl inside as the shepherd tried to follow, only to be blocked by security. He didn't fight, didn't bark. He just stood there, muscles trembling, waiting. Inside Trauma Room 2, Dr. Raj Mehta, the hospital's chief of emergency medicine, snapped orders like gunfire. BP dropping. Push fluids. Oxygen, 15 liters. Warm blankets. Let's stabilize her, people. Nurses moved like a machine. IVs slid into fragile veins. Electrodes pressed against her chest. Warm packs layered over her tiny body. But one question haunted the room. Who is she? No ID, no backpack. Nothing but the dog who carried her. For now, she was entered into the system as Jane Doe. Outside the trauma bay, the shepherd paced. His nails tapped a restless rhythm on the tile. His ears twitched at every sound. Each time the door opened, he tried to slip inside. Security held him back. Finally, one of the younger nurses whispered, "Let him in. He won't leave her." The doors opened. The shepherd padded in and sat directly beside the gurney. He didn't flinch at the monitors or the bright lights. He didn't move when doctors brushed past. His amber eyes never left the girl. Whatever the story was, it was clear to everyone now. He belonged to her. By noon, Detective Ryan Blake, a 42-year-old investigator with the county sheriff's office, arrived. Known for his calm under pressure, Blake was briefed quickly, then led to security to review the surveillance footage. The grainy video showed the shepherd emerging from the woods behind the hospital, carrying the girl with eerie precision. He paused at the doors, waited for them to open, and walked straight through. Blake muttered under his breath. That dog wasn't lost. He knew exactly where to go. Back in the trauma bay, the girl stabilized. Her breathing steadied under the oxygen mask. Her vitals leveled out, but she remained unconscious. The shepherd curled on the floor beside the bed, his head resting on his paws, eyes fixed on her face. He didn't eat, didn't drink. He only waited. Nurses brought bowls of water, small trays of meat. He ignored them all. "It's like he's guarding her soul," one nurse whispered. Later that afternoon, Blake and his team assembled a search party. Deputies, a K-9 unit, and Ranger Samuel Hayes, a seasoned tracker with decades of experience in Ohio's forests. The shepherd, who the nurses had begun calling Max, rose the moment the team gathered near the ER doors. His ears perked, tail stiff. He knew. "You're gonna take us back, aren't you, boy?" Ranger Hayes said softly. Max didn't need a leash. He simply walked to the parking lot, glanced back once, then slipped into the tree line. The forest swallowed them quickly. Roots twisted underfoot, branches clawed at clothes. The air was thick with damp earth and the distant caw of crows. Max moved steadily, his limp noticeable but his pace unbroken. For nearly an hour, he led them deeper until he stopped at a clearing. There, hidden beneath brush and fallen branches, was a makeshift camp, a torn tarp, charred firewood, food wrappers, and worse, a child's shoe caked in mud and blood. "Jesus," one deputy whispered. "She was here," Blake said grimly. And she wasn't alone. They searched further, finding rope fibers, broken glass, and crude sketches carved into tree bark. Spirals, angry shapes, words half scratched out. It was the mind of a man unraveling. Blake made a note. "We're dealing with someone unstable, dangerous, but he's sloppy." That night the hospital quieted. The chaos of the day gave way to low voices and dimmed lights. In the pediatric ICU, Emily lay pale but alive. Monitors blinked softly beside her bed. Max curled on a blanket near the wall, unmoving, but his eyes never closed. Every beep, every hiss of oxygen, he listened. The nurses tiptoed around him. Some brought him water, others food. He ignored both. His vigil was unbroken. A janitor whispered to a nurse, "That dog's got more discipline than most soldiers I've met." Just before dawn it happened. Emily stirred. A faint gasp slipped from her lips. Her eyelids fluttered. Max's ears shot up. He rose silently, placed his paws on the mattress, and lowered his head beside hers. Her eyes opened, unfocused at first. Then she saw him. "Mac," she whispered. The shepherd whined softly, pressing his nose against her small hand. The nurse on duty wiped at her eyes. "Doctor, she's awake!" But the most important reunion had already happened. By mid-morning, child psychiatrist Dr. Eliza Moore sat at Emily's bedside. Her voice was gentle, shaped for trust. "Emily," she asked softly, "do you feel strong enough to tell me what happened?" Emily clutched Max's fur, grounding herself. Her voice was faint. "There was a man, Alan. He used to fix things at our neighbor's house. He told me my mom needed me, that something bad happened. I believed him." Her voice trembled. "He drove for a long time. Then we were in the woods. He said we were camping. At first he was calm, but then he got angry. He yelled at people who weren't there. When I asked to go home, he hit me." Max barked. "He kicked Max. I thought I was going to die." Her eyes filled with tears. She buried her face in Max's fur. "But he didn't leave me. Even when I passed out, he carried me. He brought me here." Dr. Moore's throat tightened. She scribbled a note for the detective. Paranoid, unstable behavior. Possibly schizophrenic tendencies. 2 days later, Alan Price, 39, was arrested at a gas station 20 miles away. He didn't resist. In his backpack were Emily's bracelet and sketchbook. "It wasn't like that," he muttered as cuffs clicked around his wrists. But no one cared what story he told. Detective Blake only said, "Tell it to the judge." Back at the hospital, Emily's mother, Karen Parker, finally arrived. Exhausted, hollow-eyed, she stumbled into the pediatric wing. The moment she saw her daughter through the glass, her knees buckled. Inside the room, Emily's voice broke with joy. "Mom!" Karen rushed forward, collapsing by her daughter's bed, cradling her face. "My baby, my sweet girl. I thought I lost you." They wept in each other's arms. Then Karen looked at Max. Tears blurred her vision. She reached out, placing her hand on his head. "You saved her. You brought her back to me." Max stood still, his amber eyes calm. No bark, no wag, just presence. Days later, Emily walked slowly out of Riverside General. Her hand in her mother's, Max pressed close at her side. Hospital staff lined the halls to see them off. A nurse tied a red ribbon around Max's neck and whispered, "You're a hero." Outside, in the morning sunlight, Emily knelt, wrapped her arms around Max's neck, and whispered, "You brought me home." And together, mother, daughter, and dog, they stepped forward into the light. Emily safe, Her mom is overjoyed, and Max is the real hero. Drop a comment to thank him, share your favorite moment, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more heartwarming stories of bravery and loyalty.